We are here reviewing the Lower Canyon Campground here in Deschutes National Forest, Metolius River National Recreation Area. I'd be remiss if I didn't do the initial part of the West Metolius River Trail right here. And I think I'm going to go about 0.4 miles. It says fly fishing only. This is a world-class fishing zone. I'm going to go about 0.4 miles to the first waterfall with some aquamarine Metolius River magic. So let's hike to that point. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this is. Metolius River is, I think, one of the best rivers in the entire state of Oregon. And look at how absolutely gorgeous this is. This is ridiculous. Metolius River is a national wild and scenic river. Fun fact for you, did you know there are 68 national wild and scenic rivers in the great state of Oregon, which is about 30% of all of the designated national wild and scenic rivers in the entire country, which is the highest percentage for any one state here in the great state of Oregon. So it is not an overstatement. It is a statement backed by data that Oregon is the undisputed river champion of the United States of America. And you know, as a person who was born and raised here my whole life, it's not really a statistic your typical Oregonian ever even hears. Maybe once in their life. I happened to go do the research and figure it out myself, but so I think it's a bit underappreciated here in Oregon that we are the river champions of the United States. According to the data, 30%. So it does feel like in almost every direction where I live in Central Oregon, there's some epic national wild and scenic river. So it does kind of check out. I don't think a lot of people in Oregon appreciate that you could just take any one of these rivers, whether it was Metolius or Deschutes or Mackenzie or Salmon or White River or Rogue River, Snake River, the list goes on. Take any one of these rivers and it would be the river of most other states. And we have an embarrassment of riches of high quality rivers here in Oregon. So I think it's something worth appreciating. Oh, I love this river. Look at this. Lower Canyon Campground is straight ahead. Just checking that out. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. As far as exploring Metolius River National Recreation Area, there's what I would recommend, one grand 13.5 mile super loop. It's a bit of a lollipop loop. It's a hybrid. If you're trying to capture all of the highlights of Metolius River, this area, both the West Metolius River Trail, which we're on, and East Metolius River Trail, which is on the other side of the river, if you want to capture all the highlights, you can do it in one grand 13.5 mile hike. What I would recommend is starting exactly where I'm starting now, at this West Metolius River Trailhead at the campground, Lower Canyon Campground, and basically go north all the way to Candle Creek Campground, which is as far as you can go. That's the end of the line. Turn back around, come south to Lower Bridge, cross Lower Bridge at Lower Bridge Campground to the east side, the opposite side of the river we're on now. Then come south to Alum Springs Campground, which is frankly my favorite campground in this area. And then cross the bridge back over to the side we're on at Wizard Falls. Wizard Falls is absolutely incredible. Turquoise tumultuousness, it's terrific. And then come back south to where we started today. So if you do that whole super loop, AllTrails doesn't have a hike that outlines that whole thing. It's my own custom blend, my own custom brew. But if you do that whole thing, it's about 13 to 13 and a half miles. Doable for a avid wilderness adventure. Relatively flat. I mean, there's some natural machinations of trail, so you're gonna have a little bit of elevation, but spread across 13 and a half miles, it's a relatively flat hike. You can see kind of where we're at right now. It's kind of like this the whole way, so not a lot of elevation gain. Depending on time of year you do it, you want to worry about your fluids because it can get hot. Some areas are exposed. I really like it as a late winter, early spring play, like March, April. That way you don't really have to worry about the temperature, in my humble opinion. But if you do that, you capture all the highlights of Metolius River in kind of one long day hike. Probably 6-7 hours ish, depending on how much you stop and linger and admire all the points of interest. So that's my recommendation. I really like the idea of camping at one of the campgrounds, whether it's Allen Springs, which is on the opposite side. I have reviews of that available on my channel, or here where we're exploring today from Lower Canyon. Stay there, camp a night or two, relax. Maybe spend one day doing an all-day 13.5-mile hike and another day just kind of hanging out in your chair next to the river. I kind of like the balance there. My recommendation when you go camping is try to give yourself a adventure day and a relaxation day. A day you just sit in a chair, maybe read some books, contemplate, reflect on life, and just kind of stop and smell the roses. I think it's healthy for you to do that, do a full day of that in nature. And then I'd do the other day a full day 13.5-mile adventure hike. I think that's kind of the good yin and yang balance of a successful camping trip. I feel like you get both ends of the spectrum in. So that's my recommendation. Metolius River is one of my very favorite rivers in the state of Oregon. I think it's world class. Obviously it's a national recreation area, so it's well known, but I frankly don't feel like it gets the river street cred it deserves, because it really is quite amazing. You got a lot of different life cycles, waterfalls, different colors. The color, I think, is one of the most impressive parts, frankly. Here's a little bit of an inclined section. Let's take this. Like we got another choice. And let's go up here. And we are coming up to a waterfall section. Let's go check this out. That wasn't much of an incline, all things considered. And let's come down here. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. This is one of my favorite spots at Metolius River, and it's only about 0.4 miles from the West Metolius River Trailhead, so get a pretty quick payoff. Just a couple of minutes of hiking as I've been wrangling. And look at that. Is that color coming through? Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is extraordinary. The color is like an aquamarine blue color. What happens is you got minerals way up in the mountains, and this water runoff deposits the minerals here, creating the refraction of light. Mineral deposits underneath the river, creating this beautiful, distinctly Metolius River color. Keep hiking down here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this incredible beauty. Oh, this is gorgeous, my friends. You can see this trail is like right on the river. That's one of the things I love about this area is not only is it a 13.5-mile hike if you do the whole Enchilada east and west, but the 90% of it is right on the river like this. So it's not one of those hide and seek ones where you get a couple little river sections where you're mostly just hiking through a generic forest. No, my friend, that is not this hike. This is almost entirely right on the shoreline like this, where you are just spending hours of quality time with your close, trusty friend, Metolius River. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Can I interest you in some fly fishing, my friend?